What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the video. I want to start it off straight off the bat with the technique, and we're going to look at the 10 basic strikes. Every system in Filipino martial arts has their own counts. It could be 5, 8, 10, 20, 62, I don't know. But these 10 basic strikes to me are the baseline of many of the techniques that I teach all across this channel. So this is literally what you need to start off with if you want to train during lockdown, quarantine, isolation, whatever it might be, especially with all of the gyms being shut down, just like the academy. So here we go. We're gonna start with right lead. I'm gonna have my safety hand up. My live hand, which is the stick hand, is gonna be in front. And we're gonna start off with angle 1. Generally, everyone's angle 1 is the same. That's a top right down to bottom left slash, twisting my body, following through. Most of the time there are pairs as well. This is a good way to remember. So if we look at angle 2, it's gonna be a backhand slash. That's gonna be top left down to bottom right. Number 3, we're going horizontal, palm is up. Striking across. Now, one thing I want you guys to focus on when you do your horizontals, you don't just want to twist your body like so. You want to extend just a little bit, and in some cases, step to twist so that you can really get that angle nice and flat, nice and strong. Then I go palm down, going the opposite way, step to twist. This is backhand horizontal slash for number 4. Now we're going to take the X pattern, we're going to reverse the motion. So now we're doing reverse X pattern. We're going number 5, palm up, bottom right to top left, angle 5. Then we mirror that, bottom left to top right, angle 6. I'm going to finish in a pointed position. Number 7 is going to be a round stab, so not directly. We're going to stay on the right side. We're going to angle it ever so slightly, going forward. We're impacting thrust. Then I'm going to scoop that in nice and smooth. Number 8 is a reverse stab. That's kind of approaching the same type of height, same type of angle, but this time we're on the left side of our target. Then we're going to create some distance. We're going to step back. Sunrise strike means we're striking straight from the top all the way to the ground. And I want to step back with my right leg so that I can clear and go straight down to the ground with my stick. When I do that, I want to make sure that I don't lunge my way down like so, because this is very difficult to get back up. So just enough space, you can even tilt your body a little bit that my stick can follow through. Safety hand goes up, covering my head, because if I'm focusing down like this and I didn't accomplish the goal, my head is in vital impact right here. This is the money shot, and I'm giving it to my opponent. And then I'm going to consume the space, so I'm going to step forward with my right foot. I'm going to do an upward thrust. This is going towards the neck. I don't need to extend it like this. I'm driving it with my hip, closing in that distance, making my opponent feel like they're doing this. And that's going to be the finishing shot there. Okay, so one more time for you guys. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really use the shoulders and hips for that open and closed position. If you guys feel good about that, here's a bonus for you guys. Take this and do it in pairs. So we're gonna go X pattern for 1, side to side for 2, reverse X for 3, stabbing for 4, down and up for 5. And on that last one, we wanna bounce, okay? This is not a lightsaber, this is not a sword, it's not going through these mats. So when I get to the ground, I'm bouncing off the ground, and I'm using that to accelerate the thrust going to the neck and really take advantage of the space that I create, knowing it's not going to last for that long. So there you guys have it, 10 basic strikes. Practice that at home. That is the key, the starter kit that anybody needs to start in Filipino martial arts. Then it's just about getting different angles, variations, putting it together different ways, and you guys know the rest. All right, guys, so it is Tuesday back at the academy, even though we're shut down, no online classes today. But I want to start off this section of the video with a little bit of an update and an introduction to one of our wonderful team members. This is Jordy over here. Jordy is my main man, my French bulldog, 4 years. As you can see, he loves the mat time. So I'm very blessed that I have a work-life balance or situation that I can actually take him to work and not leave him at home all the time. So I actually have a little setup underneath here that he literally just chills out, doesn't bother anyone. He doesn't He doesn't bark when we're teaching class, we're yelling, sticks are clanging. He's like my child who was raised in the academy, you know? So he's gonna be here with me today. As you can see, the gym is in a mess, so to say. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick update on what we're doing and kind of where the upgrades are at this point. And then I'm gonna hit you guys with the second part of the tutorial lesson, in which I'm dubbing the Filipino Martial Arts Lockdown Starter Kit. So right now, if you go into the back room here, very messy, but you will notice that the whole kitchenette area is gone. So we removed that. We had to solder off the pipes there and did a little bit of patchwork, extended the floor. The floor actually ended somewhere around here. I still got some fine details to finish over there, but we have all of that laid out so that we can set up our workstation. And then obviously the walls have to be painted and whatnot. But that, like I said, is going to be the workstation. That's going to be the starting point of Anastacio Kali merchandise, Union merchandise. That's going to be kind of the warehouse processing, shipping station. And what I've been doing actually the past couple days, I removed all the doorknobs. We actually have new modern doorknobs that I'll show you in a second. But I've actually been repainting the doors, the trims in semi-gloss white. And if you guys don't know the difference, semi-gloss essentially is like the gym walls. You can see there's a little bit of a shine off it. It's a little reflective and even like protective coat. Meanwhile, the white part on top is what we call an eggshell, which is more of like it's halfway between matte and semi-gloss. So I wanted that because of course I like the white because it pops off of the black walls, but I do want a little bit more protection from the frequency of the door opening. That's one of the biggest things that I was looking for when I wanted to kind of remodel the gym, is I wanted it to be something that's sustainable, that I don't need to wipe down every single day. Even though I'm willing to do it, if there's a way that I can reduce the amount of times I do that, obviously it's a win-win, aside from disinfecting, of course. But yeah, this is kind of the state of the gym. My online setup over there, painting setup over here, little guy over here. That's pretty much what life's been like for the past couple weeks now. All right, guys, so the next part that you're gonna need is, if you look back at the 10 basic strikes, you're gonna take the first 6 and you're gonna learn the difference between a slash and a snap. So this is a characteristic, an attribute of a strike. These are the first 2 ways that I teach all my students. So the way that you do it in the regular count, those are slashes. The easiest way to determine and define what a slash is a strike that starts on one side, in this case my forehand or my right side, and finishes on the other. Sometimes I let my students, especially the younger ones, define it as a slash is a strike that cuts through the target. Okay, so that could be accomplished from forehand to backhand, backhand to forehand, horizontally, uppercut or reverse, and that's how you get your 1 through 6. Now if you take all those angles, then you can turn this into what we call a snap. And a snap is a strike that hits the target and returns to the point of origin. So instead of it going all the way through, it follows the same path right back to where it started. And this is why it's important to understand what we call open position and closed position, so you have a general idea of where you're starting from, where you're going, and where you need to get back to, right? So you can essentially do it for every single angle. If we look at angle 1, there'd be a snap here, shoulders and hips being engaged, nice and tight, nice and strong. We start from the closed position, angle 2, snap, angle 3, snap, angle 4, snap, angle 5, snap, angle 6, snap. Okay, so now that you know what a slash is and what a snap is, we go into our first to B, which is the 4 count in single stick. Now you can do this with a partner, you can do it on the bag, you can do it by yourself. And it's building off of that slash to snap concept. So we go angle 1, we snap down to the knees, angle 2, snap down to the knees. So it's temple, knee, temple, knee, right? That's gonna be our 4 counts. You loop that over and over and over again. The biggest takeaway there, guys, when you practice this, no matter what level of experience you're at, make sure that when you slash, You go all the way through. When you snap, you really use that hip and shoulder, okay? You need to make sure you finish those strikes. Don't just come here and metronome it and just kind of get the taps down for the sake of sound. You want to make sure that you're actually practicing a slash and you're practicing a snap. Okay, so all the way through, snap, that's like a half engage with the shoulder and hip. All the way through, loading up the right hip, half engage. Loading up the left hip, half engage. Loading up the right hip, half engage. All right, guys, now that plus umbrella blocks on your right side and left side, I released a video not too long ago. I'll put the link to that video in the description box. But all of that we just went over in this video, plus the ability to, flow strikes together. We have a principle that simply states one strike leads to the next. So the ability to do an X pattern, angles 1 to 2, side to side, 3 and 4, reverse X, 5 and 6, are essentially what are the requirements to earn a dilaw na cinturon or yellow sash in Anastacio Kali. The last thing that isn't mentioned there is the ability to label a stick. So there are different parts of the stick, and depending on what system you belong to, they have different names. Some of them are very similar. Like I believe a lot of people use the term puño, which is essentially the bottom end here. But without me going over it, I'm just gonna quickly talk about the importance of being able to label a stick. It's not, just to be an enthusiastic student. Is to be able to understand what part are you focusing on using, and you don't get to do that all the time. But if we look at particularly striking, right? When you swing a stick, we have what's called a slashing point. And when you use a slashing technique, you want to use close to the tip of the stick because that's where the maximum torque or velocity, whatever word you want to use, is going to be delivered. If I deliver the slashing motion and I hit closer to my hand, well, that's more of like a straight impact blast. So I want to make sure that it's all the way at the tip here so that when it comes around, it's almost like whipping. And it's especially considering the stick, as solid as it is, it's considered a flexible wood. It's going to get almost like that bending motion depending on how much you drive that stick forward from, again, what we call open and closed position. So by understanding how to label your stick, you're going to be able to improve your accuracy and your power generation because you have an understanding of how you need to synchronize your movement with the very fine details of where and when with the stick. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up the video right now. I just want to give you a quick update. So we have the whole room in here painted white. There's some stuff that we still need to clean up a little bit. Small cosmetic stuff. This is the black new handle that we've replaced the door with. Very, very sleek, very modern. Kind of blends in with the whole black and white theme over here. So I gotta install it on these next two doors as well, but there's still some painting that needs to go on. I don't know if I showed you guys this yet, but this floor used to continue on to the washroom. We're actually gonna, obviously it's gone now, but I've removed it. I'm gonna be actually painting the floor, and if all goes well, it should be enough with some high gloss white enamel paint. It's like, apparently it's for tiles, but we're gonna do that. If it doesn't turn out too well, then I am willing to go the extra mile and replace it because those are laminate. So it's a very, very thin layer. I can go out and replace it with a new one. And then pretty much the kitchen. The washroom is gonna be next. The whole plan of purchasing a new sink, that's on hold, still waiting for it to get into stock. New baseboards, subway tile throughout this entire wall here. Just making this place, as 5-star as possible. But that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything else you guys would like to see with the Academy, make sure you guys let me know. If there's any martial arts advice, business advice, anything you guys want to pick my brain at, by all means, I got all the time in the world to answer your questions right now. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you check out anastaciokali.com if you are interested in training online with us. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.